Hello, everyone, and welcome to Team 4's Leadership Book Review presentation. My name is Jamie, and today we're discussing Conversational Intelligence, How Great Leaders Build Trust and Get Exemplary Results by Judith Glassier. This book explores how conversations we have every day shape our relationships, influence our decisions, and ultimately determine our success as leaders. Conversational intelligence focuses on how leaders can build trust and achieve extraordinary results through communications. Glassier explains that conversations are more than just words. They're the foundations of relationships, team culture, and performance. By learning to understand the science of conversations, leaders can shift from simply exchanging information to inspiring collaboration and trust. Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." This perfectly reflects Glassier's message that authentic connection and emotional awareness are at the heart of every meaningful conversation. Glassier's main objective is to teach leaders how to communicate in ways that build trust, resolve conflicts, and create stronger relationships. Her audience includes managers, executives, and professionals who want to lead with greater empathy and understanding. She uses neuroscience, real-world examples, and practical tools to make complex communications strategies easy to apply. The neuroscience of conversations. In Chapter 2, Glassier introduces the neuroscience behind conversations. She explains that our brain reacts differently depending on whether we feel trust or distrust. When leaders use positive, open communication, it activates the brain's trust networks, allowing people to think creatively and share ideas. But when fear dominates, the brain shuts down and goes into self-protection mode. Understanding this helps leaders intentionally create a safer, more productive interactions. Conversations are the social rituals that hold us together, the fabric of culture and society. In this quote, Glassier reminds us that the quality of our conversations shape not only our relationships, but the culture of entire organizations. There are 3 levels of conversations. In Chapter 3, Glassier explains that not all conversations are equal. She describes the 3 levels as level 1 is transactional, focuses on simple information exchange. Level 2 is positional, where people advocate for their own views. And then there's level 3, that's transformational. This is where people create shared meaning and build understanding. Transformational conversations are the key to collaboration and innovation because they move us from protecting ourselves to partnering with others. Now Peyton will explain how we can identify and overcome conversational blind spots, engage our brain, and apply Glassier's trust model.
Glaser observes, too often we fail to recognize or acknowledge that our reality is not the same as the reality of the person we are speaking with. It's a reminder to leaders to listen for understanding rather than assumption or judgment. Our past experiences influence our perception, and as the saying goes, perception is reality. In Chapter 4, Glaser identifies five blind spots that can cause miscommunication. We assume others see, feel, think, or remember the same way we do, and we believe we know what they mean. Recognizing these blind spots helps leaders pause before reacting and instead ask clarifying questions that strengthen understanding. Perception may be reality, but everyone's reality is different. Remembering to verify that what someone meant is the same as what you believe they meant is an easy way to avoid miscommunication. Once we move within 10 feet of another human being, we come into contact with each other's energy fields and are able to trust the other person. This emphasizes that trust is both emotional and physical. It begins the moment we connect with another person, even before words are spoken. In Chapter 5, Glaser introduces the concept of our 5 brains. They include the prefrontal cortex for decision making, the limbic system for emotion, the cerebellum for learning, the gut brain for intuition, and the heart brain for empathy. By engaging all five, leaders can communicate with logic, emotion, and intuition. Times of stress and difficulty are seasons of opportunity when the seeds of progress are sown. This was written by Thomas Woodlock. This ties beautifully to Glazer's discussion on the brain's resilience. Challenges can actually help us grow and innovate. In Chapter 6, Glazer presents the trust checklist: transparency, be open and honest; relationship, nurture authentic connections; understanding, listen deeply and show empathy; shared success, align goals and celebrate wins; truth telling, speak with integrity. This framework provides a roadmap for leaders in building credibility and meaningful communication through authenticity and trust-based conversations. Each element helps create safety so people feel free to speak honestly and collaborate openly. Next, Addison will share how leaders can sustain trust using the forces model, explore the reality perceptions chart, and wrap up our review.
Daniel Goleman once said, "What counts in a happy relationship is not so much how compatible you are, but how you deal with incompatibility." This insight echoes Glazer's trust principles. Strong relationships aren't built on perfection, and effective leaders don't avoid conflict. They navigate differences with honesty, respect, and empathy. Chapter 7 introduces the forces model: focus, open, respect, connect, expand, and sustain. These insights guide leaders in managing their natural responses and aligning them with trust-based communication. For example, focus maintains clarity, open encourages new ideas, respect builds rapport, and sustain helps maintain collaborating long-term. In Chapter 10, Glazer compares the realities we create when we feel distrust versus trust. When distrust dominates, we protect ourselves, assume negative intent, and interpret communication through fear. Under trust, we protect the relationship, assume positive intent, and listen to connect. This slide shows how dramatically trust changes our perspective and why great leaders must cultivate it. When leaders consistently apply conversational intelligence principles like trust and forces, they create cultures that value openness and collaboration. Teams become more innovative and engaged because people feel heard and respected. This leads to stronger relationships, more creativity, and high engagement across the organization. Overall, conversational intelligence is engaging, persuasive, and practical. It bridges neuroscience and leadership, showing how the right conversations can transform relationships, teams, and organizations. We highly recommend this book to anyone who wants to lead with empathy and effectiveness. As a team, we rate this book 5 out of 5 stars for its depth, usefulness, and impact on leadership communication. Thanks for watching our review.